6 years old, I wanted to be a penguin. Everybody loved them, and it didn't seem to matter to people that penguins walked funny. But it mattered to me because I walked funny. I had a birth defect that meant one of my legs didn't grow properly. So by the time I was 8 years old, this leg was 4 inches shorter than the other one. It decreased over time, but as a kid, I rocked when I walked. I would have fit in with the penguins, but I didn't fit in at school. Most of the kids ignored me. I was left out. Left out because I stood out. But as an 8-year-old, all I wanted to do was feel like I belonged. So I knew that if I wanted to fit in, I couldn't stand out. So I taught myself to walk without a limp. I'd stand on the toe of my short leg, bend the knee of my long one, and just kind of tiptoe and drag. I thought maybe if I hid the defective parts of me, the people would accept the rest of me. I didn't understand that when we hide parts of who we are, we don't learn to value ourselves. We become chameleons. We adopt so many identities that we lose track of who we are, and we lose confidence. And when we don't believe in ourselves or what we can do, we don't focus on our strengths. We focus on our scars. Well, that was easy for me, because I have almost 2 feet of scars on my legs. They're the results of 6 surgery, 4 before I turned 18. Now, I'm grateful for those scars because they're what reduced the leg length difference. Sorry, those surgeries, but the scars they left, those scars were a constant reminder I was flawed. I believed I was defective. So I spent decades tiptoeing and dragging my feet, staying in the background. I didn't want to stand out and risk being rejected. As it turns out, hiding couldn't protect me. Because pretending I was normal didn't change the fact that this knee and lower leg were rotated almost 45 degrees. It was like I was walking in 2 directions at the same time. I was constantly off balance. And you've probably seen what happens to penguins when they lose their balance. They fall on their bellies and they slide head first down the hill. That's what happened to me when I tried skiing. I fell. I dislocated my weak knee, and I damaged it so badly that I needed a brace to walk. And that was my reality for 2 decades. And then something amazing happened. I had a knee replacement. And when they replaced the knee, they actually rotated my lower leg. It was like I had a new leg. The next day, I'm walking down the hall in the hospital, and the physiotherapist stops me. You can't walk like that. You'll destroy the prosthetic. Destroy the knee that's given me back my mobility? No way. Except I didn't know any other way to walk. So I asked the experts, the physiotherapists, show me how to walk. No, seriously, how do people walk? Do you put your weight on the back of your foot and fall forward? Do you rotate on the inside, the outside? How do you walk? It was interesting watching them try and figure out the mechanics of walking, and they both did it differently. It seems there's no one way to walk, so how do we know if we're doing it right? Walking is something most people take for granted. We put one foot in front of the other and follow the path in front of us. We don't stop to think about it. We just do it. So how many other things do we not stop to think about, unless we're forced to? That summer, 8 years ago, when I had my knee replacement, I was forced to rethink the concepts of alignment and balance. Because when they realigned my lower leg, it changed my entire body alignment. What worked before no longer worked. I had to find a new way to walk, a new way to think about walking. And in the process, I discovered the one critical step I'd never learned. I had to believe in myself, flaws and all. When I taught myself to tiptoe through life, I'd hidden my limp. I'd also hidden myself. Believing I was defective had prevented me from realizing what a strong and creative and passionate woman I am. That mindset I had, that tendency to stay in the background, That was because I didn't believe in myself. And I certainly didn't know how to be myself. I'd kind of stumbled into my future, not paying any attention to where I was going. And I know I'm not the only one. How many people follow a path based on traditional values of success, like money, power, status? I'd worked really hard to prove myself. I built businesses and bank accounts, and I'd achieved that level of success. But it didn't give me the satisfaction I thought it would. Looking back, I know it's because I was chasing goals that didn't align with what I cared about. I was looking for acceptance and approval based on somebody else's definition of who I should be, when all I really wanted was permission to be me. I wanted to be valued for who I am. The irony, of course, being if we don't value ourselves, how do we expect anyone else to value us? Learning a new way of walk taught me that our strength and our balance come from our core, both our physical core and our core values. Because our core muscles keep us centered and our core values keep us aligned. When we align our actions and our choices with our core, we're in alignment with ourselves. And that matters, because if we want to walk confidently into our future, we have to focus inward. We have to believe in ourselves. The good news? That's as easy as remembering one word: align. Align is the perfect acronym for how to walk and live with confidence. A is for anchor. Anchor yourself. Stand tall. Take a breath. Get grounded. It's easier to be confident when we feel secure. L is for look. Look for that alignment. When our feet and our focus are pointed in the same direction, we walk with purpose. I is for integrate. Integrate your core. When we're centered on our physical and our spiritual core, we find balance in our life. And G is for glide. Give yourself some grace. Forget about perfection. There are going to be rocks and distractions on that path ahead of you. Acknowledge, adapt, and keep on track. And never, never stop believing yourself, because you are capable of so much. So keep going. Every step that you take in alignment with your core is a step in alignment with yourself. And that's what's so important, because it builds confidence. And it's confidence not based on approval or applause, but a confidence that comes rooted in knowing that we matter, flaws and all. And that's the confidence that will change your life. Because the first step to achieving meaningful success is believing in yourself. So next time you take any step in life, align. Anchor with a breath. Look for alignment. Integrate your core. Glide into your dreams. And never stop believing you can do it. Because you can. So shake off all the shoulds. Maybe hug a penguin. And walk with confidence to your future.